from your news and information leader. You're watching News Channel 5 this morning with Jennifer Krause and meteorologist Charlie Neese.
I heard kind of a roaring noise.
Like a train sound.
Yeah, I heard a freight train.
Sounds like a train.
Ooh, he's coming in.
And it hit. All you hear is debris flying.
Yeah, that's when we kind of headed for
I
cover.
heard a loud bang.
Boom, boom.
And I heard the crash across the house.
Thank God, you know, we walked out alive.
There is only one safe place when severe weather hits. Trust the experience of the Storm 5 weather team. There is no safer place than a storm.
And that was Hendersonville Mayor Scott Foster, and they're wrapping up a press conference talking about all the damage and devastation in Sumner County. Hendersonville had no fatalities, but as we heard, Gallatin did have several people who died as a result of the storm, and we found out that they just located 2 missing people, is what the mayor of Gallatin was just told during that press conference. So it looks like they're still trying to assess the situation there and really get a hold of just everything that happened yesterday.
And they'll be going up. He said, and something we've been talking about, he said, you know, we've seen it from the ground, but we need to see it from the air to really get a grasp of how widespread it is. So they're going to be doing that here in a little while. And of course, he mentioned that the governor's coming in to that area to also survey the damage probably this afternoon. So by this evening, while we have a good idea that the damage was widespread and in some cases it was essentially complete in that it leveled many homes, by this afternoon we'll have an even better idea of just how bad it actually was. And so stay tuned to News Channel 5 throughout the day, and especially this evening at 5, 6, and 10 for the latest on the updates. Now, fortunately, today is not a day we're going to have to worry about severe weather. Here's the way it looks out there right now, and you can see just a few light showers, mainly over southern Middle Tennessee right now. Got a few sprinkles and lots of low clouds across the Nashville area, some fog as well as this cooler air moves in behind the system that brought all the severe weather yesterday. And let me put this into motion for you, and you can see outside of just the light showers that are out there now, pretty much we're going to be free of storms or anything like that. The conditions today just almost the complete opposite of yesterday. Let me just run through some of these pictures that we've been showing you through the morning. Of course, yesterday's story, the obvious big story was the tornadoes, but lots and lots and lots of areas had very large hail, and in some cases, like right in there, that's about softball-sized hail. This was up in the Pleasant View area. This was from the storm that caused the damage there in Gallatin as it came out of Dixon County, went across Cheatham County, northern Davidson County, causing the damage here in the metro Nashville area, then going over toward Goodlettsville, and then making its way through Hendersonville and Gallatin. So lots of large hail reports yesterday, and you can see just how large some of this hail was. In some cases 2, 3, 4 inches in diameter, and there's a baseball just to kind of compare the size, and easily baseball size. This is an interesting picture in that this picture is from the Lafayette area in Macon County, and no tornado touchdown there in the Lafayette area. However, the storm that passed through Gallatin ended up moving over in a weakened state, moving over Macon County, and this is debris from the Gallatin tornado there in Sumner County that was taken many miles over into Macon County and then dropped as what was left of the storm passed over that area. This is the tornado that touched down in Warren County in the Green Hill area, and you can see this is also a large tornado that touched down in this area, and National Weather Service survey crews are going out to Warren County today. This is a picture of the Gallatin area, the Goodlettsville area here, and you can see the tornado there on the horizon. And then also here, this is Gallatin as the tornado is going across the southern part of the downtown area over toward Highway 31, then eventually over toward Highway 109. So lots of pictures coming into us. Lots of people saw this tornado. Fortunately, lots of people heard the warnings and were able to take cover. But still, when a tornado is that strong and goes through such a highly populated area, it is very hard, even with plenty of warning, not to have some injuries and not to have some deaths. And unfortunately, that's what occurred yesterday. This is at 2 o'clock yesterday on the radar replay. That is the storm that, again, went through first Dixon County around Charlotte and caused the damage there that we've been talking about this morning, and then went through Cheatham County, did damage in the Ashland City area, northern Davidson County, north of downtown, causing the damage up around Old Brick Church Pike and then over toward Goodlettsville, and then continued on toward Hendersonville and Gallatin, and then eventually went over Macon County, dumping the debris from Gallatin in scattered areas there, and then continued to push on off toward the east. And now we've just got the leftover light showers with lots of low clouds and cool conditions. Exact track takes the best chance of rain south as we go through the day. Still will be a chance of a few light showers anyway in southern Middle Tennessee as we go through the morning hours. And then as we go through the rest of the day, just the cool air coming in on that north and northwesterly flow. And then by tomorrow, looks like it should be a mostly sunny day at 7 o'clock, maybe some fog, and it will be chilly. We're going to have lows down in the 30s. Yesterday morning, the low was in the upper 60s, close to 70. So tomorrow is going to be quite a contrast to what we've been seeing the last couple of days. Lows down in the mid-30s for some areas. And then as we go through the day on Sunday, continuing dry, and then we should be dry once we begin Monday too. So at least a couple of days of calm weather, and once we scour out the low clouds of today and those light showers that we've got around today, the weather's going to turn sunnier tomorrow, and that will last through much of the upcoming work week. Although we do have a chance of rain about the middle of the week. Here's the 7-day forecast. 59 for the high today, and then for tomorrow, 64 with, after a few morning clouds, the sun coming out. By Tuesday, up to around 74 degrees, so you can see the much warmer air coming in for them. Another chance of some scattered showers around on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday highs in the upper 70s. Another chance of showers and storms coming in around Saturday. We've got much more of the coverage of yesterday's severe weather here at News Channel 5 that's coming up right after the break.
This portion of the news brought to you by Carrabba's.
From your news and information leader, winner of the Emmy for News Excellence. This is News Channel 5 This Morning.
Good morning. It's just before 8:30, and we're continuing our coverage of the severe storms that hit the state. We're going to have team coverage from live throughout different neighborhoods throughout our area. But first, we're going to check in with meteorologist Charlie Neese to get a look at what's going on now. Hey, Charlie.
Yeah, fortunately, a much calmer morning out there. Just a few light showers in southern Middle Tennessee now. A lot of low clouds and some fog here in the metro area. Here's the way the radar looks this morning. You can see not a lot going on. So the severe weather threat of yesterday has truly ended as cooler, much more stable air continues to move in, giving us the low clouds and the fog. But of course, yesterday that was not the case. We had all of the severe weather that developed. The worst came through the Nashville metropolitan area about 2 o'clock, and then by the time 2:15 into 2:30 rolled around, it had moved into Gallatin. This is when the worst of the storms were occurring through Kentucky down into Middle Tennessee. Several individual supercell thunderstorms all rotating, and basically, I guess one way to say it is just it was a monster system with several individual cells that were incredibly strong, incredible rotation with them, and then of course did all the damage that we've been seeing today. And not only did we have the massive amounts of wind damage, we have lots and lots of hail damage, with hailstones as big as baseballs to softballs falling in Middle Tennessee. So a day of cleanup here in Middle Tennessee. 59 degrees, much cooler, a few light showers around this morning, lots of clouds, but staying cool just about all day long, Lyra.
Thanks, Charlie. And wave after wave of severe storms swept across the state, tornadoes touching down, leaving nearly a dozen people dead throughout the mid-state. The city of Gallatin in Sumner County was slammed by the severe weather. A tornado devastated the community there, leaving at least 8 people dead, dozens of homes and businesses in ruins. And today the cleanup is just beginning as residents try to move on. News Channel 5's Scott Arnold joins us live from one of the worst hit areas. And Scott, there was a press conference before where Sumner County officials were updating us on the latest in what's going on after all these storms.
And that press conference just wrapped up just a few moments ago, Lyra. Let me tell you exactly what we found. We've confirmed that 167 homes in Gallatin were destroyed, and right now a lot of folks in Gallatin are without electricity, and it may be that way for a few days. They're definitely working on the problem right now in the situation. Before, we were telling you that there were 8 confirmed fatalities. We've just learned that number is down to 7. I believe that at one point one person was missing, but the confirmed number of fatalities in Sumner County from yesterday's storms.
To get to a place of safety.
It's been a long time since we've seen storms as bad as these. We hope your family weathered them okay. Many didn't. News Channel 5's commitment to severe weather coverage is strong. But just as strong is our concern for our neighbors. And that doesn't end when the storms pass. We'll continue to report and support communities devastated. Link to newschannel5.com for tornado relief efforts. News Channel 5, your news and information leader.
And right now we're going to head over to Charlie, who's going to keep us up to date with the latest weather-wise. Hey, Charlie.
Yeah, much calmer out there this morning than what we had around yesterday. You can see just a few showers, mainly in southern Middle Tennessee. No big storms brewing like we had yesterday. Much calmer, much more stable atmosphere today. Here's the way it looks out there on the radar specifically. Just a few little light showers, and we've actually seen a decrease in the coverage of the showers as we've gone through the last couple of hours or so. Here's where the showers basically are now that are at least hard enough to show up on the radar here, from Parsons down to Lawrenceburg and Loretta, but just a couple of little sprinkles here. Here in Nashville, we've got some low clouds around, and I'll show you that on Skycam here. We'll take a look and show you the low clouds that are kind of hanging over the city that we'll continue to watch, and this will be with us. This is the way it'll look pretty much for at least the first half of the day before the clouds start to break up a little later on this morning into the afternoon. Satellite and radar replay. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday. You can see we've got the clear skies that had developed at least parts of the area during the day yesterday, allowed temperatures to warm up well into the 70s, although a lot of clouds around. Now, this was at 8 o'clock yesterday morning. This was the first storm of the day that had developed down over the northern part of Mississippi, and it blew up and turned into this big line of thunderstorms, each one of these individual storms doing damage. The most damaging storms yesterday happened in Warren County, happened in Sumner County, Cheatham County, and Dixon County. This is the storm that ended up going into Gallatin. There's Highway 31E, there's Highway 109. The most damaging part of the storm went right through here, and as it tracked off toward the east and did the damage. This was about 2:15. A couple hours later, yet another storm doing the damage in Warren County here. Strong hook echo, strong tornado pushing through the northern part of Warren County yesterday with that storm at about 4:45. So it wasn't a day where we had just one wave come through. We had several waves of severe thunderstorms. Fortunately, then again, those are all gone for today. It's going to be a cool day, though, for the cleanup with the clouds around, but at least it's not going to be stormy, not going to be pouring rain, and will allow some folks to get out and to try to start picking up the pieces. 59 degrees for the high today, 64 tomorrow, back up to around 70 on Monday, 74 Tuesday, 73 on Wednesday, 79 on Thursday, and 78 on Friday. Let me show you some of these pictures again that we've been getting into the Storm 5 Weather Center since yesterday. Of course, we had the reports of the tornadoes, but also large hail. This is the Gallatin tornado here as it was going through. This is looking from the downtown area down toward the south where the tornado was going across here. Here's another little better picture of it there, a little more defined, well-defined funnel, tornado on the ground. Estimates are, at least from our vantage point and from the radar data from yesterday, winds approaching 200 miles an hour. That would make it a strong F3, maybe even an F4 tornado. The National Weather Service, of course, is the organization that does the official ratings of tornadoes. They are out this morning, going to Gallatin, going to Goodlettsville, going to Hendersonville, coming into Nashville, going down to Warren County, Dixon County, Cheatham County, looking at all those areas for the damage. And there you see the hail that fell with some of those storms yesterday, as large as baseballs, and in some cases even larger than that. So hail doing a lot of damage too. There are going to be millions of dollars worth of hail damage in insurance claims, in addition to the millions of dollars in tornado damage that has occurred. Here's another picture of the tornado here in the Gallatin area as it was moving across that region. And again, all those pictures look pretty much the same. Large funnel, large debris cloud with that storm as it was moving across Sumner County. This is yet another picture of it here. So lots of folks had pictures and had cameras of it. Now, lots of you, again, even if you didn't have the tornadoes, you had large hail. Look at this right in through here, right about there. That's a little better than baseball-sized hail. This is in Pleasant View in Cheatham County from the storm that dropped the tornado over in Gallatin. Here's another look at that. And notice how once you get hailstones very large, they get spikes on them, and that makes them even more dangerous. We even had at least one injury reported down in Rutherford County from 2-inch diameter hail. So, and this is debris that was left in Macon County from the storm that went across Gallatin. So many miles away, even after the tornado lifted, it was carrying debris over into the next county, over in Macon County, and dropped this debris from the damage in Gallatin over around Lafayette. So devastating and damaging storms yesterday, and at least it's a much calmer day today, Lyra.